Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Jamie with Lost Boy, and today we're going to be reacting to some crazy TikToks. Some of them are spiritual, some of them might be conspiracy, some of them might be crazy shit, but we're just going to react to them. If you guys have any videos that you would like to share or that you would like for me to react, please feel free to send them to me. My email is down below. Alrighty everybody, let's get into this.
Your third eye is opening. Tell me about your awakening stage in the comments below. 1. You start to notice more than just what meets the eye. You understand people and situations on a deeper level, like you're tuned into a different frequency. 2.
We start to see the connections.
Feel a powerful connection to the universe. It's like you're part of something greater, and you can sense energies and vibrations that you couldn't before. 3. Even in chaotic situations, you find a sense of peace and calm. It's like you're rooted in your spiritual self, and external events can't shake you. 4. Your gut feelings become much stronger. You can easily tell if something is good or bad for you, almost like you have an internal compass directing you.
It saved me from a few problems.
Your dreams become incredibly vivid and meaningful. It's like you're getting secret messages while you sleep, guiding you on your life journey.
Definitely about number 4, because I remember, I think I was in high school. It was supposed to be like this big house party that a friend was throwing, and I was just not I just had this feeling. I just had this feeling to not go. And everyone talked shit for me for not going, but I was like, I'm not gonna go. And I didn't go. And then come to find out months later, shit went down at that party. And I cannot speak about it here on this platform, but yeah. I dodged a bullet there. Let's just say that.
So I'm going to tell you how you can tell if you are around someone who's very low vibrational or could have some type of demonic entity or something on them. Okay, these are ways that you can tell that are not the normal ways that people will tell you. So if someone's around you and they're yawning constantly, okay, just know that that's somebody who is trying to get you to bring you down to their level, okay? And I'm not talking about...
And that's very interesting, because isn't there that saying that, like, yawning is contagious? It's very interesting.
Like just yawning because they're tired. I'm talking about someone who's yawning like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. You know, that weird fake yawn that people do. And sometimes we think it's just like maybe they're uncomfortable or what have you, but that's really, it is that they're uncomfortable, but it's on a deeper level. Like it's that their demons or their spirits are uncomfortable with you, so they want to bring you down to their level. Yawning is actually something that lowers your vibration and lowers your energy. So if you're constantly yawning, you are in a state of like delusion, in a state of drowsiness, okay? And that's how it makes it easier for entities to jump on you, or for entities to influence you or transfer from one person to another. That's why they say yawning is contagious. So if someone is around you and they're constantly yawning, just know that they're trying to bring you down to their level. Another way that you can realize if you're around someone who's low vibration,
not just down to your level, they're trying to get you into a place where they can have control over you again. I've noticed that.
Or someone who may have an entity on them, is if they're always angry, okay? Like I'm talking about someone who's just always irritable, someone who always has a problem, someone who always is like,
they're always the victim, right? Everything always happens to them. Everything always happens to them.
Has a story to tell that's like a low vibrational story of how somebody did something to them and how they're mad or pissed off, or they're just pissed off and mad at the world. That type of person is someone who is very, very low vibrational. That's, you know, kind of obvious. But if something is constantly happening to you, like every day it's a problem, every day you're mad, every day it's something, there's an entity that's constantly on your body or on your back or whatever, trying to always keep you in that low vibration. So that's someone that you're going to want to stay away from, okay? Another way that you can tell if you're around someone who's low vibrational would be if there's somebody who is never alone, like somebody who is always with someone. You can call them up and they're with this person, then they want to come and visit you, then
Some people cannot sit with themselves, and you have to ask yourself why. What are they trying to hide away from? What are they trying to escape from? If you cannot sit with yourself.
they leave you, they want to go see this person, they never like to be alone. That's someone who has an entity on them, or someone who is irritated by their own demons, so they can't handle them by themselves, so they have to go and mingle with other people to, you know, alleviate some of the stress and alleviate some of the tension that they have by themselves with their own demons. Okay, so somebody who cannot be alone, someone who always has to have friends around, or like just somebody around them all the time, you don't want to be around nobody like that, because they're going to suck your energy. They are energy vampires. They are leeches. They are blood-sucking demonic entities, okay? Also, another one, and this is really important, is if someone comes around you, right, and they automatically start complaining about how their stomach is hurting, or something wrong with their stomach, or they get nauseous, or, you know, sick in some way, and it has to do with their stomach, okay? Just know that your higher vibration is irritating their demons, because, you know, the bowels, the Baal, which is also your lower self, or Satan, or whatever you want to call it, you as a higher vibrational person will irritate someone who is lower vibrational. So their stomach, their bowels, their Baal, their lower self will become irritated. Okay, so they may, like I said, get nauseous. They may, you know, have to use the bathroom, or whatever it is, like their stomach just could be upset, or what have you. Like, that's how you know you're around a lower vibrational person. That's how you know your vibration is higher. If you go around someone
Did not
and
know
their
about
stomach
that
starts
one.
to hurt, or they
I'm gonna
start
have to start
complaining
noticing
about
that one.
So pay attention to, you know, things
I'm
like
gonna
that.
have to.
But yeah, these were just a couple things that I just wanted to share with you all about how you can find out if someone is lower vibrational. But by now, you know, if you were a chosen being, you should already know. You should be on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be able to feel this energy. You should be able to know, like, when you're around places and people and whatever who are not vibing on the same wavelength as you, and you need to get up out of there. Okay, but yeah, that's all. Ashe.
Always trust your gut instinct. Always trust your gut instinct. Always.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but burning sage and meditating don't make you more spiritual. Going vegan don't make you more spiritual. Listening to Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill don't make you more spiritual. Doing tarot readings don't make you more spiritual. Replacing I with I as in EYE don't make you more spiritual. Walking in grass barefoot and hugging trees don't make you more spiritual. Dressing a certain way and wearing all types of crystals, jewelry don't make you more spiritual. The list goes on and on, but I'm gonna stop there. You can do all those things and still be a shitty person. That don't automatically rank you above everyone else. The real question is, are you doing the inner work? Are you healing your trauma? Are you learning who you are? Are you releasing and unlearning toxic patterns and behaviors? Are you loving yourself? Are you letting go of fear? Are you letting go of ego and focusing on being compassionate towards others? That might ruffle a lot of feathers, but somebody has to say it.
I'm glad that somebody did. Because we come into this world with nothing, and we will leave this world with nothing. Right? Nothing physical. We enter with our soul, and we leave with our soul. Everything else is just drag.
Being spiritual is not about using crystals, reading tarot, or using sage. New Age spirituality has almost forgotten that spiritual awakenings are not all love and light. In fact, they can be quite terrifying and challenging to many. Spirituality is all about evolution, so that means when you spiritually awaken, all this dark stuff that you were hiding will come to the surface so you can work on it. It also means that you will lose friends that are not aligned with your highest good. Spirituality is all about reconnecting with your divinity, and in order to do so, your current identity must dismantle in front of your eyes. Your life plans may radically change and make you feel unstable because everything you were working on no longer matters to you. Real spirituality doesn't come from anything outside of yourself. It comes from you learning how to consistently dismantle stories you've told yourself about who you are. That way you can tap into who you really are, which is Source. If you want to tap into your highest spiritual potential, check out the top of my page.
It's not for the weak, and it's not easy, and there is no one formula in order to get through on the other side, because the only way out is through. And it's not easy, and it's not for the weak.
Spiritual community is not going to like this one, but 3 things you should know before you start your spiritual journey. Number 1, everybody that reads tarot cannot channel messages, but everybody that can channel messages can read tarot. Listen, there's a lot of motherfuckers on this app reading tarot because they know that there's cash in it, but there are very few people actively channeling while reading the fucking tarot cards, and those that are actually have the gift of claircognizance along with the gift of imagery. The images inspire a message. Tarot readers really gonna hate me, but because tarot has become so polluted with a whole bunch of people that ain't supposed to be motherfucking doing it, if you want to see the extensive range of somebody's abilities, go for somebody that can do channeled readings. Number 2, everything is good in moderation, including astrology. I'm telling y'all, if you try and use astrology every single day, you become a slave to the cycle instead of learning how to break the cycles. If you're trying to follow your horoscope to a T, you're not going to experience life the way that you should, because now all you're doing is taking directions from somebody that's interpreting a message from the stars, and the stars don't lie, but they might. They might. And last but not least, no disrespect to anybody's cultures or beliefs.
I'm just going to be honest there. I have a friend in my hometown who is an astrologer. He's really, really big on Instagram, right? We were talking, told him my birth chart, and the first thing out of their mouth was, "Oh my God, your love life is shit." I'm like, "Says who?" He's like, "Well, says your birth chart, you're never really going to find lasting love." And I'm like, "But who says that I haven't already? I found it in Source. It's the only relationship I really truly care about. Everything else is just gravy." So, just because they say that doesn't mean that it actually is for you, right? I also believe in free will, and whatever you think about, you manifest. So some people out there will just give you that kind of information to hook, line, and sinker you, so that way you can keep coming back to continue to pay for their service, for their advice.
But this one's going to be a little controversial, and it's really targeted at the New Age spiritualists. These energies and these deities are not choosing y'all. Y'all are choosing them. At some point, you become aware of an energetic pattern and you give a name to it, or you find a name for it. Well, when you go and research the aspects of these energetic patterns, that's all you're stumbling across, is somebody else giving name to something. Even if they say that this deity or this energy said, "My name is the Archangel Michael," somebody first had to utter those motherfucking words. Logic does not ruin magic. It just changes the perspective of who actually holds the power.
Absolutely.
These are
Absolutely.
the 4 negative stages of a spiritual awakening. And in case you didn't know, a spiritual awakening isn't all positive. There is some things you have to go through to reach enlightenment. One of the first things you may experience is loneliness. This is because your mindset, interests, and things in your life start to change. And while all this change is going on, you might want to be alone for it because other people might not get it. Another thing you may experience is confusion. You're going to question everything, including everything you know. So confusion about life, the universe, and even yourself is normal. But don't drive yourself crazy trying to figure out the truth, because the truth is nobody really has all the answers. Change is another big thing you'll start to experience, which isn't really bad, but it can be if you're not ready for it. So stay in the present moment and embrace anything new that comes into your life. Now lastly, you may feel a hint of sadness, and this is only because you're disconnected from the old you. This can be very uncomfortable, especially in the beginning, but you have to trust the process because everything's going to work out in your favor. And always remember in this stage that
But it's the same thing whenever you're going through any kind of change in your life, right? You always have that grief period. You always have that moment of sadness, right? Because you're mourning what was, and you're trying to figure out what it's going to be now.
change is important for growth. Now, if you want to know the positive stages of a spiritual awakening, be sure to comment 444 down below.
Here are the signs that your spirit guides are trying to tell you to not proceed. These are the warning, caution signs that often
It's good to know.
in human ways, and we ignore them. All 6 of these signs are important to know. So you should save this video and come back to it often in case you experience this and you're not sure if this is a sign to not proceed or not. And I work with a lot of people helping them to decipher and determine these signs. And you can join me in my group called Witch Power. Here's the name. It's simple, it's free, it's on Facebook. Just make sure you answer the questions or I'm not going to let you in. Here's the thing. When we are often contemplating or experiencing life or going through change or contemplating something new, we look for signs on whether or not this is the right path. And even if you're not looking for signs, they're likely coming to you. The first sign that this isn't the right path or the right time is that there are delays. Now, natural delays sometimes happen. Of course, things happen, but there'll be more than one delay. If you're experiencing something in life or in business or in relationships and there seems to be a delay, ask yourself why and go deeper into it. Secondly, your body has a bad feeling about it. And it might even be something that you desire or thought that you wanted, and all of a sudden you have a bad feeling. Again, ask yourself why and go into it. Number 3, and these last few are so important, so stay with me, is something feels off, but you can't put your finger on it. We've all had this experience. Now, it could be you are off, meaning you're not the right place or time for it, or someone else is not if it's involves someone else, but something will just feel off. Listen to it, ask yourself, go into it. And you're starting to see a common theme if you get these feelings, which is spend some time contemplating those feelings, because these could be from your spirit guides, great big warning signs, and you want to determine if that's the case and what it is these warning signs are about. Number 4, insomnia. If you don't traditionally have insomnia and some of these
Nine of Swords.
have come into your field,
It's that
and
Nine of
looks like
Swords
you're not
energy.
sleeping well, it's a way to get your attention. So pay attention, ask yourself, what is this about? What does it mean? And go into it. Number 5, and this is such a fascinating fact that is almost always true. You get sick. It could be just a minor little illness. It could be something big. And of course it might be a virus, but it's coming into your field at that time to get you to slow down or even to stop. For example, this happened to me last night. I had this big spell planned that I was working on. I'd been coughing a little bit during the day, but I didn't feel sick. And all of a sudden, a wave of sickness came across my body. I felt like I had a fever, I got a headache, and I knew it was a great big stop. Now, I don't determine that is don't do the spell, it's don't do it right now, something's off. So I listened, I actually didn't do the spell. Number 6, strange acts.
Actually, that happened to me a couple of weeks ago. There was something that I wanted to do, something very minuscule, and I heard the message, not now, wait. And I'm like, okay. And then it was like 2 weeks after that, I got my message and I was like, all right, now I can finally take action on whatever it is that I wanted to do. Now is the time.
Happen. They'll happen. Something might break, something might continually keep falling out of your hands. And this is likely more than once, but this is another sign that you're getting like a stop, a no-go, a pause. Go into it, feel into it, see what this is about.
Always stop to check in with yourself. Always stop to check in with yourself. Always.
These hand gestures are called mudras. Rather than evil, they have purpose. Most of us already understand that everything is made of energy, including you. We are electrical beings. Our hands, in fact, receive and transmit energy. When you hold your hands together in a certain gesture, you are activating energy points inside of you, allowing the energy to flow through you. Different mudras have different benefits. For instance, Hakini mudra is probably the most common mudra, which requires you to touch the tips of the fingers while keeping fingers straight. This mudra is named after the Hindu goddess, who is associated with the 6th chakra in your body and enhances your intuition, wisdom, and improves your focus. This is done by channeling energy to the brain, including the pituitary and pineal glands, improving cognitive faculties. That is the reason you see many successful celebrities hold this gesture. Another popular mudra is called Uttarabodhi mudra and is performed by interlacing the fingers of both hands, then placing the palms together. The term Uttarabodhi comes from a sacred language in Hinduism known as Sanskrit. The word Utkara means higher and Bodhi means enlightenment. So symbolically, Uttarabodhi mudra represents reaching towards higher consciousness or a spiritual awakening and allows you to direct your energy to the higher chakras of your body.
I've never actually incorporated mudras into my meditation. If anybody out there has, please let me know down below if you've seen any success with using them. I'd like to know.
We finna talk about mudras. Balance your body, get more into it. We finna connect to that prana, baby. Switch up your hand, cause we about to do this. Is Gaian. This help with spiritual knowledge. It helps with your memory. Now you can solve it. This right here is Buddy. Connect with your spiritual self, little buddy. Shuni is next. Get your awareness up, see who tryna press. This right here is that prana, baby. Open that life from within and it's crazy. Next we on the Diana. And no, I ain't talk about dirty Diana. This right here is that Surya. Helps with digestion, that fat finna burn up. Next we talking upon her. Clean that negative energy out of your body. Hey, where you at, Janisha? Do this if that positive energy needed. Value this shit for diseases and pains. And if that abdominal drive you insane. My nigga, we talking about Rudra. Help with that clarity if needed soon. Share this video to who you think it can help. Leave a comment for part 2 right on the shelf. Share this video to who you think it can help. Leave a comment for part 2 right on the shelf.
Entertaining.
Eat certain color fruits to help with your chakra system. If they get unbalanced, man, I promise you can fix them. For the root chakra, wanna eat strawberry. So when you feeling low, maybe then you fucking give up. For your sacral chakra, wanna gobble up an orange. Enhance creativity, your mind go be soaring. Solar plexus, eat a lemon, heighten up your
A little heavy on the bass.
Power also give you some dominion. For that heart chakra, better get you some arugula. Wanna eat that green, I ain't talking about no sewer. For that throat chakra, eat a blueberry. The way you gon' be talking, finna be scary. Third eye chakra, eat you a mushroom. Finna see on another level, they can't touch you. Crown chakra, kick my feet up, feed me grapes. Cause purple stand for royalty, what can I say?
I have, I've never eaten a mushroom ever in my life. Ever. I've always been petrified to try a mushroom. Maybe I should start eating mushrooms after watching that.
I've lived for 200 years, and only now I've come to realize that so many things around us are fake. Take orange juice that you bought for $1, pour it into a cup, stir it with a tissue, and if the color of the water becomes clear, it means there's a lot of dye in it. Take an appropriate amount of matcha powder, pour it onto white paper, and gently smear it. The real one will leave a mark, while the fake one won't. Take a small cake that my husband bought and knead it in water, and see what you end up with. Would you dare to eat it after seeing this? Apply vitamin C.
What is that?
And the real one can effectively slow down decay, while the fake one won't. When you burn the fabric of clothes, if it burns slowly, it indicates that it's not real silk. Real silk will burn quickly and crumble to powder when rubbed. Pour honey into a bowl.
I guess you won't know until something catches on fire.
And shake the bowl in one direction. If you see stripes, it's fake honey. If it forms a honeycomb pattern after shaking, it's real. Let me teach you a little trick to distinguish between real and fake silver jewelry. Prepare some salt.
Fake honey? They really be making fake honey?
Soap pieces
I
in a
can't.
bowl. Place the bracelet inside. Pour in boiling water at 100 degrees and keep stirring. If the bracelet gradually turns yellow and oxidizes, it's real silver. The fake one won't change. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Follow me and learn new tricks happily every day.
What the hell happened to that fish?
You buy anything from any company, large or small, and you sign up with your information you put in for a membership rewards program, where you're just buying it, putting in your shipping information, creating an account. When they ask you your name, put your first name, that company's name as your middle name, and your last name. My name's Albert Cohen. My middle name I'll put in Walmart or Walgreens or whatever. And the reason why is because when you get ads, when you get spam, when you get any mail, anything like that, that's actually illegal according to CCPA, which is rolling out in the US, and GDPR in the UK. Why does this matter? Because you get money per breach, and now you know who did it.
Do with that information what you will.
That is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Huh. I think I'm gonna start doing that. It's a good way to hold them accountable.
From your Big Mac, put them in water and wait 3 days. You'll be able to grow your own sesame. If you cut a potato in half and plant each half, then you'll have free potatoes for life. If you take a sweet potato, stick 3 toothpicks in it, and leave it
Three?
to soak in water, it will sprout and you can plant it in your garden. If you cut the stalk of a celery plant and leave it to soak in water, then you can grow it again and again. If you take some green onion stalks, put them in an egg carton and soak them in water, you'll be able to grow them again, free of charge and added.
Wow.
If you cut up some onions, put them in the ground and water them, you'll get free onions for life. If you take a mango, cut it up cleanly, and collect the seed, then you can grow your own mangoes for free at home, again and again. If the leaves on your plants are damaged, put some rusty nails in a bottle of water, leave to soak overnight, and then water your plants with this mixture. The iron in it helps oxygenate your plants. If you
No
have a
shit.
bank account, subscribe and click on the organic link. Then you can pick up my free 100% gardening guide.
I think I'm gonna go pick it up, buddy.
The Simpsons did it again.
That thing is fucking ugly. The dress. Balenciaga. Eight. Wow. I really need to start, like, catching up on The Simpsons, apparently.
This celebrity just admitted they're in the Illuminati. Watch.
Of
As
course.
fellow Disney stars, are you all in a secret Illuminati-like club?
No.
Is it because you can't tell me if you are?
No.
Is that true, Sam?
Can you imagine?
She has, like, this. Why is she, like, overly happy?
Are you a part of the Illuminati?
Yes. No, I'm not. Did that come up as a lie when I said yes?
Yes, that's true.
Oh, see? That means I'm not. You
said
said, are
both
you a part of
answers."
the Illuminati? And I said yes.
And then you changed it.
And then I said no. But I said, I'm just kidding.
Don't try to work the system, okay? Let me work you. You need to
I
stop.
am not a part of the Illuminati.
Sure. Work the system. I love how her sister said that. Work the system. Whoa. That was very interesting.
This is getting wild. The National Guard is going to be here now for the solar eclipse. This article today was released in an Oklahoma newspaper saying
Why?
that they will have guardsmen present in McCurtain County for the solar eclipse. But things get much weirder. The 22 members of an elite chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear unit will be housed in Broken Bow. In addition...
What? A nuclear unit? For what? For why?
110 to 150 Oklahoma Highway Patrol troopers. They're also urging residents to stock up with 1 to 2 weeks of food in advance of the event and to have full fuel tanks. They're also saying that it's likely that communication facilities could be overloaded, possibly.
Why this solar eclipse? This isn't our first rodeo. I have a feeling that there's something more that they're not telling us, because why? Why? A nuclear unit? For what?
Making it difficult to make cell phone calls. Similar warnings are going out in different states, including Noblesville Fire Department in Texas. And apparently schools are canceled this day, and people are going on Twitter writing statements like this: something strange is definitely happening. My kids in 3 different schools all got notices that school will be closed that day. What do you know about this solar eclipse? As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below.
Interesting.
Away from the April 8th solar eclipse, Travis County issues a disaster declaration. Officials expect to see big crowds, traffic, and a strain on first responders, hospitals, and roads.
That's what we're trying to put resources in place for, to direct traffic, extra law enforcement on the streets out in those areas, extra signage, working with Waze and Google to try to pre-identify and map routes that people can take safely into and out of the area.
Private property owners in unincorporated areas are required to let the county know if they plan to host a gathering with more than 50 people. That's so first responders can prepare accordingly.
We're making the declaration today. It's going to be in effect until the 8th, because we're requiring that registration and those other measures until the 8th. And the court ratifying that today will keep it into effect.
Del Valle ISD announcing Friday they're canceling classes on April 8th, joining these districts that will close that day.
This is Travis County, Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay.
As an educational event. The county says
I had a friend that moved out there.
close roads. Some parks require reservations and many are already filled up.
We want to make sure, even when we were talking specifically around potential challenge points going into and out of the parks, the goal is going to be to keep the traffic moving as free flow as possible.
Hayes County is closing their county offices that day, except for public safety ones. No matter where you are, leaders say avoid non-urgent appointments that day. Stock up on groceries and gas beforehand, and download the What 3 Words app to make it easier for first responders to find you.
Download what app? The what? I download an app so people, first responders, can find you? But if the other place is talking about potential phone outages, how is an app gonna save you? Okay.
But the amazing thing is people don't know. The solar eclipse is happening on the very same day as the original plagues of the 3 days of darkness began. No! Yes. Okay, it's on the very same day. This one we're going to have. April 8th is the very day of the 3 days of darkness plagues began in the original Exodus. Yes.
Unbelievable. Is this a warning then? It's going, we got the Nineveh and the Jonah towns going through, but I mean, what kind of warning is this?
Great question. Here's the thing. In Genesis 1:14, God declared the sun and the moon were for signs.
Right.
The only signs they can give is eclipses. All right? And the nice thing about eclipses, no false prophet can manipulate it.
No.
Okay? And they speak to every language, tribe, nation, and tongue. Yep. They don't need to be translated.
Nope.
Solar eclipse means judgment is coming upon a nation. Lunar eclipse refers to judgment coming upon Israel.
Okay.
Now, get a load of this. There has only been, since we become a nation in 1776, there has only been 8 total solar eclipses that have completely crossed the United States. I'm not talking about one that just clips California or Florida. I'm talking that traverses the whole United States horizontally or vertically There's only been 8 since we became a nation.
Wow.
And guess when they occurred? 2 of them occurred during the Revolutionary War. 3 of them occurred during the Civil War. 2 of them occurred
3?
during the Vietnam War. Are we getting a hint of what this means? No. And so now, in the 2000s, there was...
I feel like this is like no bueno.
And now this one in 2024, and it's like a bullseye. It forms an X right over the United States. Now here's what's amazing. Of those 8, only one, which was the one 7 years ago, it only crossed the United States and no other country.
Only.
In Canada and US or something.
Only.
But the United States was singled out with
Just
the one 7 years ago.
Yes.
Once.
Wow.
And now we have April 8th on Nissan 1. That Nissan 1 is the same day the glory of God fell. It's the same day at the inauguration ceremony of Moses' tabernacle. Okay, this is when this eclipse crosses these 2 places in the United States. And it's definitely God wants to communicate with us. People have to understand God wants to communicate. These eclipses are communications directly from God warning us of what's coming.
I mean, this is, without a question, a biblical sign. I was telling people earlier...
There's a lot of things that people don't want to believe.
You have a lunar eclipse or a blood moon that you were so famous of bringing forward. That's a God sign. There's 2 different types of locusts coming. You know, we know that. You know, there's all of these signs that are coming right now are all God signs. They're not man-made, not man-manipulated. It isn't Y2K.
Right.
Okay. It's not the Mayan calendar.
Right.
It's not Harold Camping predicting the rapture.
Right.
All of it's man-made and failed. These are God's signs. You can't run from these. These are biblical, right?
That's the whole point. See, the problem is the church is on the wrong calendar because our regular calendar is based only on the sun.
You know, it's not the first time that I've heard that we are on the wrong calendar. And it's very, very interesting. Very interesting.
And Iran uses the same calendar we do. Okay? Then you have the Muslim calendar, which is only based on the moon. Now they're both scientifically accurate, but they're not the one God uses. Like if I'm meeting with you, we have a 2 or 3 hour time difference.
Right.
If we're gonna meet, we gotta agree on what time.
Right.
God is the master of time. And if you're a slave, who controls your time? The master.
The master
He tells you when to go to bed, when to get up, when to do this. God, the first commandment. Most people don't realize, the very first commandment wasn't given on Mount Sinai. The very first commandment was given in Egypt, and it was get on my calendar. Nisan 1 is the first day. He wants his people on his calendar. Well, in Genesis 1:14, it says, let them determine the times. Not let the sun, not let the moon. But the reason why, you can only have a solar eclipse on a new moon. You can only have a lunar eclipse on a full moon. So that's why he says, okay, your months are based on the new moon, so I can communicate with you. Okay? Passover and Sukkot are on a full moon, so I can communicate with you.
Because it's the appointed times. Appointed times.
Exactly. It's
Interesting. Very interesting. Did not think about that.
The most terrifying chapter of the Bible. Revelation 9, the Bible warned us. The 7 trumpets, a series of judgments that God will bring upon the earth. They are described in the book of Revelation. The trumpets are blown by 7 angels, one at a time. Each trumpet judgments are more severe than the previous one. The trumpets are a warning to the world to repent of their sins and return to God. The first trumpets, granite and fire mixed with blood, fall on the earth, destroying 1/3 of the trees and all the grass. The second trumpet, a burning mountain is thrown into the sea, killing 1/3 of the creatures of the sea, and polluting 1/3 of the sea. The third trumpet, a star falls from the sky, poisoning 1/3 of the rivers and springs. The fourth trumpet, 1/3 of the sun, moon, and stars are darkened. The fifth trumpet, a plague of locusts is released from the abyss to torment people who do not have the zeal of God in their foreheads. The sixth trumpet, an army of 200 million horsemen, is released from the river
In their foreheads. I'm wondering if that's a reference to the pineal gland.
Euphrates to kill a third of mankind. The sixth trumpet, 7 angels with 7 bowls of God's anger are poured out on the earth, bringing devastating judgments, including a great earthquake, a plague of burning sores, and a hailstorm with stones as big as talons. The 7 trumpets are a reminder that God is holy and will not tolerate sin, and are also a warning to the world to repent and turn to him. The trumpets symbolize the end of the age. The sixth trumpet marks the beginning of the final battle between good, evil, and the end of the world as we know it.
Interesting.
This is the homemade emergency lamp that never goes out. You will never have to buy a candle again and say goodbye to blackouts. To start, we will need a glass jar, preferably with an aluminum lid. You don't need to buy a new one, as you can use one of those old ones you no longer use. We will also use a piece of cotton thread. With the help of a nail, we will make a hole in the jar lid. We will also need an aluminum lid like the ones that come with sodas. We will also make a similar hole to the one we made in the previous lid. We will cut a piece of cotton thread that is roughly the size of the jar. Or you can also use the wick of a candle. Now we pass it through the holes in both lids like this. And I will tie a knot at the end so that it doesn't fall inside the jar. Now we will put traditional cooking oil inside the jar. This will work as fuel for the lamp. You can use whichever brand you prefer, regardless of whether the oil is new or if it's an old one you had stored. We will add a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of cloves to give it a fragrant touch.
Give it some fragrance.
We cover it and shake it well to moisten the entire thread, otherwise, the candle won't last long when lit. Now let's test our lamp. This lamp doesn't go out and can last all day when lit. The oil at the bottom will make it last a long time, even after the oil runs out.
That's very good to know, in case there's a power outage or something. Always good to be prepared. But that is what I have for y'all this time. If you guys have any videos that you guys would like for me to react to, you guys want me to put up here, please, like I said, my email is down below, and I look forward to doing more of these reaction videos. I know that these were kind of a little but I'm trying to like dip my toe in slowly before I jump off that cliff. But I'm wishing you all the best, sending you all lots of love, lots of light, and until next time, I will see y'all soon. Ciao.